The final Raw before WrestleMania took place tonight in Sacramento, California. We started tonight off with the World Heavyweight Champion Gunther coming out. He was interviewed by Michael Cole, who earlier stated that this segment was actually planned for later in the show. But Gunther just came out anyway, and it really wasn't much of an interview. Immediately, Gunther took the mic away from Cole. And unfortunately, the fans are still supporting Jey Uso. They're doing the yeets. I'm not going to deny that he doesn't have a lot of support. I just feel like it's support for the yeets more than it's support for Jey Uso. I think they just like doing the yeet. They think it's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It's part of the show. It's the aesthetics. It's the visuals. It's the thing to do. You want to have fun. It's like going to a concert. It is what it is. It just, there's no substance behind it. Unfortunately, Jey Uso is going to win at WrestleMania. I think that's pretty much a lock. And I think it was confirmed that he's going to be at the after party. Jey Uso at the after party. What's going to happen at the after party? Everyone's going to be doing yeets, and they're not going to be doing yeets if he loses at Mania. So he's winning. Anyway, Gunther cut an awesome promo. The contrast between this promo and Jey's later in the show it's incredibly significant. It's such a gap that I don't think we've seen it in quite some time in the build-up for a major match at WrestleMania. And although it's not a main event, it's still a World Championship program. He really talked about beating the hell out of Jey, mentioned how he always beat Jey. He's 3-0, and he bathed in Jimmy's blood. He bragged about that. I just think it's a shame that he's going to lose 2 years in a row. He really shouldn't have lost last year to Sami Zayn. But it is what it is. Gunther's now going to lose 2 WrestleManias in a row, unfortunately. You had Liv Morgan, who was out for a match with Bayley. She's accompanied by Raquel Rodriguez. Then Bayley made her entrance, accompanied by her tag team partner at WrestleMania, the woman who defeated her last week on Raw for the Intercontinental Championship. That was Lyra Valkyria. So before the match started, we got a video promo by Bianca Belair. I definitely felt like, to me, she's a heel now, just her mannerisms. It was kind of the similar promo she cuts. I just feel like Bianca's kind of cooled off the last few months. I think she was gaining steam after the Jade feud and Naomi reveal. It just feels like ever since she left that, I think she was supposed to remain in that program, and having her leave so abruptly into this Rhea-Io feud, it's kind of, I think it's led to her losing a lot of steam. That's how I feel. But and the fans actually probably do agree with me on that, because she isn't getting the best reactions. It's not just during the European tour. When they've been back in the United States and Raw, her reactions have been considerably less than Io and certainly much less than Rhea. So we get Liv Morgan and Bayley now. This was a very good back and forth match. I just have to say, Liv Morgan has improved by leaps and bounds. She has to win the most improved at the... I don't know if they even have it award most improved at the Slammies, but I think it's a lock. She's getting Female Star of the Year at the Slammies. She is the most improved wrestler on the entire roster, in my opinion. It's incredible how much she when you compare her first title reign to her second, and especially now, I just have to say, ever since that last title reign ended, she's improved a lot. It just seems like she's going out there and just having good matches week in and week out. She was awesome in the chamber. She just had a damn good match with Bayley. I thought she was faster than Bayley. She was a lot better than Bayley was here. Bayley, to me, is washed. I just see her as someone who's past her prime. She can still stick around, but I see her as almost as if going to be in the role of Natalya or Naomi, as more of a veteran who can still have a purpose with the company and bring a lot to the women's division, just being a leader and experience and helping teach the other woman to wrestle when they wrestle her. But I just feel Liv, it's not even close anymore. Liv's just so surpassed her in terms of being a star. And Liv, you look at her, she's a 10, she's beautiful, she's damn good in the ring right now. So what happened in this match was Raquel Rodriguez interfered, and then Bayley actually took her out with a cutter over the ropes. And before that, Raquel attacked Lyra, and then Lyra got back at it when Liv was going to go for an oblivion on the ropes. Lyra grabbed Bayley and saved her from the oblivion, and then Bayley then hit a jackknife cover onto Liv and got the win. So Bayley gets the win. I really think Liv and Raquel are keeping the belts at WrestleMania, and I don't think they should lose. Raquel, I think it's starting to kind of grow on me. I think she's starting to get back into it ever since her sickness, that skin issue she had. I'm starting to really like her and Liv as a team. and I want them to stay together for a while. I think Raquel was almost emotional in the interview she did with Chris Van Lee about splitting. I don't think they need to split. I like them as a team, and I hope they hold the titles for a long time. I think they're becoming one of the better parts of Raw. So we get a promo for Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. Backstage is Paul Heyman. He awaits arrival of Roman Reigns, the lonely guy in the parking lot. It reminds me back in the day when there was always the top guy in Raw. They'd wait for him to arrive. A lot of times it was Austin, where they just would wait for him. It's kind of what we're getting here. Heyman waiting for Punk. Rey Mysterio is out. He's in his home state of California. He's from San Diego, but tonight's in Sacramento. He's accompanied by the LWO. Then he had Julius Creed come out, accompanied by his American-made stable. We get a video promo by Rhea Ripley. It seemed like she was a lot more upset Io than Bianca. That's a tone I got from it. And that's weird because she's had much more problems with Bianca. She was like a lot more angry with Io. Then we got Rey Mysterio and Julius Creed. So during this match, there's interference just like we had with Liv and Bayley. But instead of the referee allowing it, he kicked everyone out. So we just got a singles match with Rey and Julius. So you had El Grande Americano, who is not Chad Gable, by the way, interfere, but it backfires against Julius Creed. Americano attacked Rey after the match, after Rey had won. LWO tries to help Rey Mysterio, but then they get taken out with the aluminum plate in his mask, and they're building that up, and that's going to play into the finish, I assume, at WrestleMania, the aluminum plate. It's starting to grow on me, El Grande Americano. It's starting to really like this. I'm looking forward to the match. I think Rey Mysterio and Chad Gable, they're going to have a very good match at WrestleMania. It's not the old Rey Mysterio, but Gable, I thought he probably should have faced Gunther last year instead of Sami Zayn. So I'm glad he's getting this match. Sami, unfortunately, is not even on the show, as is his good friend Kevin Owens. But I'm looking forward to this one. He had a War Raider video promo on the New Day, going to war. Jackie Redmond interviewed the New Day backstage. They were upset. They talked about how they're in war all the time because the fans are mad at him ever since they turned on Big E and stuff. Not much, just a generic promo here. AJ Styles was next for his match against Karrion Kross, and he had Karrion Kross come out on the break. Now, us international viewers, we get to see this. But most people watching the show in the United States, they don't get to see this because they have the advertisement break. So what we saw was Karrion Kross is coming out. He has his old music back, The Fall and Pray with Scarlett. And Scarlett's great here. She has the dark hair. I wish she had the blonde hair. I like the blonde hair better. I like it's more aesthetically pleasing for me. I guess actually it's more of a dark hair, so maybe the dark hair works better. But I miss the blonde Scarlett in NXT. I like that visuals more with her and Cross. But we got the old music back. He did his old gimmick back. And it's weird because I was starting to like Cross, the stuff he was doing backstage with AJ. He was trying to recruit guys like Miz as well, but now he's just going back to the old gimmick. It makes you a little bit concerned for him, but it was cool seeing Fall and Pray again one more time. At the break, we got a Triple H Hall of Fame video. This one highlighted the end of an era match from WrestleMania 28, which we all thought was going to be his last match with The Undertaker. Didn't turn out to be the case, but the last match at WrestleMania, and that classic Hell in a Cell match with Shawn Michaels, a special guest referee. And after the match, the three of them all embrace, hug on the apron. Great moment there. Then we get AJ Styles and Karrion Kross. So I didn't like how on the commentary I kept talking about Kross needs to change things. I thought he was starting to get momentum. I guess Triple H didn't think so. They kept saying that they needed to do something else. I'm afraid they're going to let him go. And I don't like saying that. Karrion Kross, as I mentioned last week, he was a dear friend of the late Kevin Castle. He talked to him every day from the podcast I've listened to since about them. People talking about Kross. I hope he doesn't get let go. He seems like a really good guy. Just that's not a good sign, saying that he needs to change things up. Usually whenever they tell you need to change, that's right before they let you go. But I hope that doesn't happen here. So Kross, he got the upper hand for a bit after he faked an injury. Styles, however, won the match with a phenomenal forearm. After the match, Logan Paul comes out. Fans just hate Logan Paul. Logan shows a video package of himself playing on the screen. He went into the ring, but Kross attacked AJ, who had to fight them both off. He tried to fight Paul off, tried to fight Kross. He eventually got rid of Kross, but Logan punched him right in the head, and he was selling it like he was knocked out. Then Logan hit the improviser after punching AJ Styles. it just seems to me that out of all Logan Paul's WrestleMania appearances, this is by far the least impactful, the least important match, the match that almost no one's talking about, even though it might be really good. I remember, like, last year he had the triple threat with Kevin and Randy for the U.S. title. That was good. Then, 2 years ago was really good with the build-up with Seth Rollins, and 3 years ago he was teaming with Miz against Rey Mysterio and Dominic, which that was fine. And then, even 4 years ago, I think, when he was Sami Zayn's guest host, when he fought Kevin Owens, or just as guest, all that stuff was so much more entertaining, and it was so much more impactful, and it got much more of a buzz in this match. I mean, there's like no heat going into this. But Paul got the upper hand before WrestleMania. Usually that would mean something in the McMahon era, but here I'm not sure it really means much. AJ can still win, or Logan Paul can still win. It really can go either way. He had Paul Heyman waiting in the parking lot for Roman again. Chad Gable comes out during the break. He cuts a promo on missing WrestleMania again, which he's not, but he plays into it. Then he puts over El Grande Americano. Then we get to the worst part of the show. You know what I'm talking about. Jey Uso makes his entrance to the crowd. He's wearing all street clothes. He's wearing some sweater vest or something. He is so annoying to me. I hate Pat McAfee and Michael Cole doing the yeets. I hate watching Pat McAfee do the stupid yeet on the announcers. I don't give a shit if Jey went to a stupid event in Pittsburgh. I don't give a fuck. He sucks. Jey goes on the top of the announce table, stands there, he holds the mic, he can't even talk, he's out of breath, he does the yeet again, and he just cuts the worst promo of all time. I'm crashing out, oosh, I'm crashing out. I'm surprised we didn't get, they keep downing me, which is, I'm crashing out, oosh, I'm doing it for my brother, oosh. The fans chant yeets. It's just like they just enjoy doing the yeet thing. They don't give a fuck about this guy because whenever he wrestles, it's dead silence. His matches are shit. He's one of the worst wrestlers. All he does is super kicks and spears, the worst spear in the business. Jey Uso sucks. It's not just because he's a bad wrestler, which he is. It's just his promos are fucking horrible. They suck. It just seems so forced on. It doesn't seem organic. It just seems like, ooh, I thought of a cool idea. I'll raise my hands up and down and get the fans to do it with me. And just, Anyway, the segment just sucked. It's incredible the promo gap between Gunther and Jey. Gunther's cutting like the best promo of his career, one of the best at least, and Jey he's out of breath. He's just saying the same shit over and over again. Yeah, he's doing the whatever that stupid thing he says. Oh, he sucks. Jey Uso sucks. Seriously, fuck off, Triple H. If you have Jey Uso beat Gunther, which you are. Jey Uso sucks. Have I said enough? Jey Uso sucks. Backstage, Kathy Kelly. God, I can't even talk. I'm so mad at Jey Uso. Jey Uso sucks. That's one last time. Anyway. Backstage, Kathy Kelly is interviewing Braun Breaker. And really before she can really ask him anything important, the Judgment Day jumps him. And they beat up Braun. It's Finn, Dominic, and Carlito beating up on Braun. They throw him into a whole bunch of production boxes. Leave him laying. Then he had Penta out next. And he had Penta taking on Finn Balor. Match went on for a while. It was pretty good. You had the Judgment Day interfering. And that's what led to Braun Breaker interfering, making his entrance. And eventually he goes after all of them, including Finn Balor, and that causes disqualification. Braun hit a double spear onto Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio, which was cool. Obviously, it's not the spear he hit last week against Carlito, which was insane. I still remember watching those clips. It's crazy how far he got in the air, and he just hits Carlito. It's like a missile. It's just insane to see. You should call it the missile spear. That's what it's like. But he hit that double spear. He went for it on Penta, but Penta fought him off. He sent Braun to the outside. They botched a double scissors, like takedown, whatever it was. And Braun got sent to the outside. He hit everyone with a crossbody. Penta stands tall before WrestleMania. I don't think Penta's winning, but it was a good showcase for him to at least get something before the big show on, I believe this match on the Saturday or Sunday. I think it's pretty sure it's Sunday. We get an Io Sky video promo in Japanese. Here's the thing. I really love Io, but promo is not her best suit. She's just really cute, and her matches are awesome. She's probably one of the best workers in the women's division in WWE. She probably is the best. Probably her and Julia as the two best overall workers, but certainly on the main roster, Io's the best worker, and let her think she has just a cool entrance I like, and she's very attractive. She's very cute. Promos are not her best strength. I kind of like the dark Io Sky a lot better. Really hope Poppy is there. I think Poppy coming out with Io Sky would be an awesome entrance. I wish we can get that. Probably not going to get it this time. But those NXT entrances are awesome. But I've heard Poppy's name several times mentioned. It would be cool if we get to see that. But yeah, her promo, I don't know how good her English is. When she spoke English, she was struggling. It was okay. It's easily the weakest of the three promos that we saw tonight. They run down the WrestleMania card. So one thing I noticed is Saturday has the cards, and I've looked more into it. The Saturday graphics are actually really creative because they have the cards, and then they have whatever the first initial of the wrestler's name. They have that at the top corner of the card. So if it's Braun for Braun Breaker or something, it'll be a B. If it's J for Jey Uso, it'll be a J, something like that. And of course, the champions have the special gold card because they're champs. I really like the Saturday visuals, and at first I didn't like the cards, but really paying attention to it, I liked it. And also with the Saturday, I noticed that they have the Travis Scott Fiend song that we've heard a million times in the promos playing. And I guess that's the official theme song for WrestleMania Saturday. Well, WrestleMania Sunday, we have the Weeknd playing, and instead of the cards, we get neon lights. And I guess it's a cool contrast for Vegas. You have the going to playing poker. The two things you can do, two things most people associate Vegas with is, playing poker, and then the neon lights outside the Vegas Strip. So I guess it is a good thing, the cards and the strip, the neon lights. That's fine. That's a cool thing that they have. I like the Sunday graphics. Good, they're good as well, and they have the Weeknd playing. So that's the 6th official theme song the Weeknd has provided for WrestleMania. So backstage, we got a very awkward segment with CM Punk sitting next to Paul Heyman, and Roman Reigns arrives in the SUV. He looks on, very upset, very angry, and then Roman Reigns heads to the ring. Paul Heyman is behind him. Roman talks about betrayal, and the fans chant, "You fucked up" at Paul Heyman. The whole storyline really is about Paul Heyman now. Paul Heyman says it's a favor to CM Punk, and then Roman wants to know what's the favor, why is it so important to you? That's what he's trying to get at. Seth Rollins comes out next. He's the afterthought of the storyline. Nothing matters. Seth Rollins just means nothing here. I'm thinking to myself, why is he even in this? That this probably would just be better if it was Roman and Punk. I think that would have worked. I wasn't really a huge fan of seeing Roman and Punk, but if it was just a singles, this could work with Heyman. I mean, they had that match with CM Punk and Brock Lesnar. The whole thing was basically about Paul Heyman. It turned out to be a great match. I guess they could have done this here, but I just didn't understand why Seth in here. Why does he have to be in this match? But Seth calls out Roman for being a part-timer. He says Heyman owes him a favor for not curb stopping him last week. And then Roman clotheslines Seth Rollins. Paul Heyman loves it. He's so happy. Then Roman pushes Heyman's face down and shoves him to the ground. And Roman's upset. This causes CM Punk to come out, and he goes after Roman Reigns. They fight. Punk sends Roman over the top rope, and then Punk is tending to Heyman, but then when he turns around, he hits a spear. Roman's then upset now. He takes out Punk, but then Roman gets taken out by Seth Rollins with a steel chair. I love the visual because it looks exactly like 11 years ago when Seth Rollins broke up the Shield in 2014 when he hit Roman Reigns with the steel chair. Such a cool moment. And it was also a throwback to last year's WrestleMania 40, when Roman Reigns hit Seth Rollins in the ring, and Seth, dressed in his Shield gear, hits him with the chair, wanted revenge. He couldn't resist, and that eventually cost him the match against Cody, which they're not mentioning. Why are we not hearing that? Why is that not the central focus? That thing happened at WrestleMania 40 last year with Roman Reigns hitting Punk and Seth Rollins in the back with a steel chair. I thought maybe we're getting Roman and Seth next year, and this is going to be what builds up the story. Why haven't they mentioned that? They're not even talking about that. That's such a cool, it's like you can see 3 screens of that happening. Seth hitting Roman in the chair in 2014, and Roman hitting Seth in the chair 10 years later at WrestleMania 40 last year. And then, Seth hit Roman, and Roman hit Seth. Now Seth hits Roman again on Raw in the back with the steel chair 1 week before WrestleMania. That's a cool visual. Actually, 5 days before WrestleMania. It's such a cool thing. It's such a central focus. It's long-term storytelling. Why aren't we hearing more about this? It just annoys me. Anyway, But Seth, after he hit Roman with the chair, hit a curb stomp on Punk, hit a curb stomp on Reigns, I believe, and left them both laying. And Seth stood tall going into WrestleMania, and that's how the go-home show of the Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania ended. Okay, so not the best Raw tonight. I've said this numerous times. This year's WrestleMania build does not have the same heat that last year's had. But I will say this. WrestleMania 21 did not have the same hype going into the show that WrestleMania 20 had. WrestleMania 31 did not have the same hype going into it that WrestleMania 30 had. And now WrestleMania 41 does not have the same hype going into it that WrestleMania 40 had. That does not mean it can't still be a very good show. So, we'll see. The final stop before the road to WrestleMania has now officially ended. We are now going to arrive in Las Vegas very soon for WrestleMania.